I'll bring us on Facebook, and then like I'll see how many suggestions we have, and then
Cool.
you just like pick a number and we go.
I'm into it.
Um, it's funny. There's some new layout now with Zoom and Facebook. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Now's not the time to be messing with that. Like we spent a year quarantine getting this straight. They can't be messing with us now.
Seriously. And I did one today and I didn't know how to make it work. And I'm like, I'll post it later. Like it was
Right. No, totally.
it was like, just
Yeah,
keep it. Everything's fine. They love to mess with us, right? They love to
they
mess.
do. Yeah, they have us under their thumbs now and they're taking full advantage.
Yeah, I wish I could be someone who's like, I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff.
Oh,
But I'm not. No, I'm not. I love
no.
it. I love it too much.
It's so true.
I'm too sucked in.
Totally. I cannot go Gilligan at this point.
No. And I love when people are like, I'm Facebook is evil. I'm gonna be on Instagram. It's like it's the
Yeah.
same company. It's the same.
I think they like lunch together, like give me a break. They're doing the same thing, different layout. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I
All
don't
right.
shop Walmart, I'm Target. Like,
Oh,
okay, you do you, boo.
right. There's like there'll be 3 companies soon. That's it.
Right.
Everything will be
Amazon.
yeah. That's it. Amazon, AOL / Facebook. I mean, that's it.
Right.
They're done. We have, let's see, one. So pick a number between 1 and 19.
Okay. Let's do 5.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. This comes from our shared friend, J Graigory.
Yay. Maybe.
Yes. No, the best. And it's the
Yay for Jay, maybe for the suggestion. What is it?
yeah. Well, I'm always a fan of whatever it is. Yay. It's
No doubt. He's
so
my bud. We've
um,
known each other for years.
his suggestion for us is beep beep toot toot. Thank you,
Perfect.
Jay.
Thanks,
Beep beep
Jay.
toot. All right.
Great.
Yeah.
So how fast do we need to get there? Because this traffic is ridiculous.
I'm glad you said something, because I am just like, I've just given up. We're not moving, and I think this will help. Like, I think like, oh, I'm getting back a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give a little.
Like it's like cathartic, like you're feeling you're getting back. But here's the thing, like if we don't get there in 15 minutes, we're gonna lose our opportunity. So if you don't, beep at them, maybe toot. I don't know.
You know what? Deb, can I tell you something? This is a metaphor for my life. I'm always 15 minutes away from getting to something and I never get to it. There's always something. Okay. And then I'm like, am I putting it out there? Am I putting this to the universe where it's like,
right,
I got to get there? Like today, that's why I wanted to pick you up 30 minutes early. And it was like 30 minutes. It's like, of course, the day I want to pick you up early, there's an accident.
Well, of course. So can you try changing lanes? I mean, that lane seems to be moving.
Good call.
I don't want to be a backseat driver or anything.
Yeah. You gotta let me in. I don't know why you don't want to let me in. I'm trying to get in.
Try this lane. Try that lane. Let us in.
I'm already in. I've got my blinker. I know you can hear me. Just because you're looking away doesn't mean you can't hear me. I just get in.
He took a bite of that burrito right when you were trying to talk to him. He was faking that. He was that he knew you were talking to him.
He saw me.
He did see you.
He saw me go to inch in and then sped up.
Yo quiero, get in the lane. Put the Taco Bell down.
That's not even real food. That's terrible for your diet.
It's horrible for you.
Yeah, your sodium is high.
the only thing I can hope is that when that hits, he'll still be in that lane. You know what I mean?
Oh, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's karma. You know what that is? That's karma.
What if there's,
That's going to hit him like a bomb in 5 minutes. And guess where he's going to be? Right there.
what if there's some, what if that's the delay is somebody died or had a heart attack?
Okay. Plot twist. I was not, I
God.
am so sorry for not being a little more sensitive to the fact that perhaps there's a reason for us being.
Right? Could that be?
But maybe no, let's not go there. No, let's not bring that into the universe. No, let's no, Ted, listen. First of all, hands on the wheel. 10 and 2. There you go. I'm thinking it's probably like somebody maybe is doing their makeup. They're doing their makeup up there, and they
just stopped.
They just stopped because eyeliner takes effort. You can't draw. I've tried it. So that's probably what it's probably not an accident. I'm assuming it is like a Sephora incident, perhaps Mac.
God, maybe. I mean, what's worse? Like, if there is someone who's hurt, oh no, if there's someone who's hurt.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if there is, then all we can do is put some like good juju out there. Let's just put some good,
right.
Put some good vibes out there.
You know what? I'm gonna call mom. I'm gonna call and I'm just gonna
just to do something nice.
Just to put something out there.
Okay, I like it.
Siri, call mom. Siri.
Should I be quiet, or does she know that we're still friends?
Oh no. Yeah, she loves you.
Oh, all right.
It's me that she's like, well, I mean, no offense, but like, yeah, I would have broken up with you too. Like, so she loves you. She is always talking about what ifs.
Wait, can you go back?
Yeah.
She likes me, but you would have what?
No, I said she likes you and said that she would have also broken up. She said, I was made the mistake with us. That's what she was saying. She's like, because of what I did, she's like, I would have broken up with you too.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I thought your mom and I had a good relationship. So I was kind of surprised. I thought you said that she would have broken up with me. And I was like,
oh,
wow,
no.
Where did that come from?
No.
Like, I really tried to be everything
No, Deb, listen, no. Hi, Mom. Guess who I'm here with? I'm just leaving a message.
Hi, Fran.
Deb and I just want to say hi. We're just, hi, Mom. Call me back if you get this. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. Oh, no.
I just felt like you were, maybe I did my best with a sentence.
You did. God, no, Deb, no. That's the thing. You did your best. I didn't do well.
You did. I was not open. Ted, I wasn't open. I closed myself up.
I was emotionally distant. You couldn't get to this. You could not get to this. I was like a man of steel. I was like,
you were, if you were distant, it was because I was keeping you at arm's length. Oh, he's going. Go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but this is good. That feels like that opening. Hold on a minute. I feel like that just opening. There was an opening in the universe, right? Like we opened, he opened. Did you feel a synergy there?
Yeah. My God, I think this is a metaphor. I would not be surprised if I am actually in a dream right now, because this is too representative of my life and our life. And now there's
Did you hear what you just said? You didn't say our lives. You said our life.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I feel like there's so much happening right now. I feel like, I bet if you turned on the radio right now, the song that the universe would play would be for us. I think that's going to be the piece that's going to tell us what we're trying to learn right now, what we're trying to understand.
Okay. Whatever song it is, whatever song comes on, that's we're not going to fight it. We're just going to accept it, right? Whatever song it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to, first song that comes on, and I'm not even going to turn it's just like whatever my
Don't,
I don't
if
even,
it
I don't
doesn't,
even know what it's set to.
I was going to say, do you even know the station?
No. I can't tell you the last time I used the radio. I'm usually listening to podcasts, but I like this. This is good. I'm going to just turn it on. Wait, I'm going to turn it on. So whatever comes up.
I just need to, okay. And then this is going to sort of help us to maybe understand what the universe is trying to tell us right now.
Don't you think?
I feel like there's so many messages. There's so many signs happening right now.
Yeah.
What else could it be? What else could the radio be there for, if not to give us musical signage?
Yeah. All right.
Stage for Fiona Apple.
It sounds like do you hear that?
So excited.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. Stop. Oh God. Did you? We got a little too.
No,
Did you hit that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. We got a little excited.
I guess I should go. Now we're causing the, sorry.
Ironic.
But
that's because
yeah,
we're excited. You were worried about bad Mojo going out into the universe, and now it's I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. And Ted, I think I like it.
have dinner with me.
I'll have my life with you, Ted.
Scene.
I'm afraid for these people. I don't.
What? No, God, no. Like they're off making I mean, they are going to continue
interpreting the world as they will.
I mean, it's fun. Do you have those people? Do you know those people that are like,
oh yeah,
everything's a sign, right? Everything.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a sign. Like, I can see where some are, but it's like not everything.
Not everything, right? The fact that you found that Reese's peanut butter wrapper, that does not mean that you need to be melding with everything in your world. Yeah, it's there are folks that that really want to interpret. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Right. Thank you, Freud. I think there are people that are way on that other side that are like, you just have to be open to seeing them. And you're like,
correct.
Maybe sometimes, but like, then I feel like then there's like no control. You're just,
well, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. You're sort of waiting for, you're waiting for a random series of events to tell you what you need to do. There's like no, maybe that's just that level of like, I think I'm too A-type to handle that. Like, I really can't handle
maybe
too much, like telling me, what I should be doing. I'm too in control to handle the tarot cards. Yeah.
I feel like you do have free will. In general, we have free will. There are things where you go, oh, I'm noticing, here's a sign. I've dated 5 people that are the same. So that's the difference. Like, I have enough data points to be like, well, maybe I shouldn't date another person
just like that. Right.
Just like that. Yeah. I remember I was in a show with a buddy of mine, this guy, Joey Greer, who's just hilarious. And he was like, there's one scene where he goes, wait a minute. So the front door opened and he kept going on. He never got to the point of it. And he's like, so then that means that because of this, and it was just like this long diatribe where there was no
wow. Wow. Oh, that's painful. I love it though.
He was like, wait a minute. So then they walked in and it was so
That's
hilarious.
kind of funny because everybody's like,
everyone's And then it just got edited, like, and it was like 3 minutes of him doing that.
That's kind of amazing. That's painful and awesome. That's awesome.
Well, how did you get started in improv? How did you like take your first class or do your first show, or how did you get started?
Way back in the day, I think like a lot of folks, I did it the first time around college. That's actually where J Graigory and he's actually my current one of my current improv partners, along with my friend Bernie Kravitz, and we we met in college out in Los Angeles at LMU, and we started doing stuff together then. And then I took a long hiatus, like a super long hiatus. I did the school at the Groundlings for a couple of years. And then I took a really long time off. And then right before the pandemic, Jay actually reached out to me because he moved back to New York when I'm in Connecticut now. And he was like, oh, I'm going to take this musical improv class. And I was like, oh, want a friend? I'll come with. So we did a class. That's where we met our other friend Bernie and fell in love with it all over. You know how that is, like you just, that bug just like it had never been gone.
Yep.
Like it had never been gone.
Yep.
So we got really into it, and then the world closed down. So and I took that as a sign, Jay.
No, I was going to say, thank God you didn't look at that as a sign. Like, well, okay, thanks.
Yeah, God's like, if you would just stop, that'd be awesome. So so we started doing like all those great improv, like all those classes online, which has been such a cool like silver lining to this whole pandemic thing, is the opportunity to take these classes from all over and meet people from all over. Met some wonderful people who I've made friends with now, who I've never actually seen in person, but who are just really awesome. And so the community is just really great, and just kind of getting back into it actually after a long time.
What part of Connecticut are you in? What area? What area?
Like Fairfield County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you nailed it with the silver lining of like the fact now you can easily pop into it. You don't have to drive to a theater. You don't have to like figure the schedule. It's pretty much like, can you do it at this time? Awesome.
Right.
Let's
exactly. You don't even need to get dressed. Just show up. Just hit your button on your computer. And the thing is that people have been so amazingly creative about making, like yourself, just making it work and bringing something, bringing some smiles in the midst of all this insanity, it has just been a lifesaver. So yeah,
I mean,
it's good stuff.
It's a selfish thing for me because I have such a ball and get to meet people or play with people again I haven't played with in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like smiling and laughing that there's a residual effect of that throughout the day where it's like,
oh, absolutely.
Right. It gives you that positive feeling, that laughter, that energy. Like it does for me, it carries me throughout the day where I'm like,
no
why
doubt
did I
about it.
feel off today? Oh, I didn't improvise and I didn't laugh.
Yeah, exactly. I was telling Jay yesterday actually that I was having it was a long day, crazy day at work. And then he and I and our friend Bernie, we're doing some work with the wonderful Will Luera. He's coaching us right now, kind of. Yeah, he's wonderful. And he's helping us out and coaching. And I was kind of coming into it like, oh boy, I just don't know if I'm, in the headspace for this right now. And then after a couple of hours, I find myself like skipping downstairs and what's for dinner? And, it's amazing how it just 180s you, just being able to play, grown-ups getting to play.
I mean, totally. I haven't had or myself left a class where going into it, I felt like, like you're saying, I feel off or I'm tired. I'm not
tired. Yeah.
And then there's never been a situation where like a student or me or friends left going, hey, you know what? I'm worse off. I feel and it sounds like kind of magical, but it is because
it is magical.
You're laughing, you're getting out of your wherever you were in that time. And in this time of what we're dealing with, everything becomes the same. And so how do you get that stimulation that you would normally get like pre-pandemic? You walk down the street or you have different ways to get stimulation. Now, if you're in the same room doing the same thing, that's what I also noticed, like at night, my anxiety pops up more because I've kind of like suppressed it
all day. Yep.
Yeah. At night, it's like, I'm coming out. I got
Yes.
it's fun. And you're like, oh, I haven't been distracted.
It's
I
true.
haven't had that throughout the day. So it's been kind of the same thing for a long time. And so
Yep.
now it's a matter of like, oh, what can I do to vary up what the situation is daily, and getting a chance to laugh
Absolutely.
with people, right? And connect
Totally.
completely
And that
different.
connection, absolutely. And it's some of the best sort of mental health work I've done during this process is taking these classes, right, and meeting people and just feeling that there's something really, obviously uniquely human about laughter, about about that. So it's like when you can't physically be near someone, laughing with another human being is the next best connection from my perspective. So
Oh, 100%. I think I like it brings oxygen to your brain. I think there's scientific
oh
elements to
yeah.
laughing that. And have you ever taken a class on laughter yoga? Do you know that? There's a
No.
there is a class. There are people,
Sweet mercy.
it is and I'm an improviser and comedian by trade, and so I went, and it's not that I rolled my eyes at it, but I'm like, what? And it
Right.
was like you start and you kind of fake laugh. But what
Stop.
happens? No, I'm serious. It's a class where
And
you
then it's just like you get contagiously like everybody,
yes,
what?
and you have somebody lead you through it, and they're like, okay, do a deep belly. Like they have you do different kinds of laughter, and at the end of that class, you've kind of tricked your brain into thinking this is funny. Like it's a wonderful tool.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you end up laughing, and now it's a room full of people. I bet there's some element to you hear other people laughing,
Right.
you're gonna laugh too. But it was something that was pretty magical, because at the end you're
That's
like,
amazing.
it is. And I went into it with not the most open-mindedness.
Open mind.
I feel bad because I'm
Was
like,
it real yoga though too? So were you like downward dogging while like guffawing? Like how did that?
there were like stretched, I can't remember what exactly it was, but I remember there were stretch movements where you're like bending
That's
over, and you're
crazy.
feeling on your diaphragm where you're laughing. And it was something that was like, there's something to this laughter that I don't know what it is, but it is a mood elevator. And
That
so
is awesome.
yeah, and being in a room full of people laughing, I think
That's
partly
cool.
because we've been in those situations where it's like either a theater or a movie, like a live theater, movie theater, where you're like, everybody's I don't get it, but I'm gonna smile and laugh.
Right. I'm missing something, so let me join. Right.
But I think it does. I think there is something that, like, and it goes to that fake it till you make it mentality. I think
Totally.
hey, I'm
But hey,
laughing,
listen, if you're gonna catch something from someone, a laugh's as good as anything else, right?
right? So
Better.
I think you're right on the money of like, there is that bright spot to it, and that moment of like, I took a break too, to be like, take a break.
Mhm.
It'll be here if
Right.
and when people come back. It's like, I think
Yeah.
for a long time, people felt like they were going to lose their place in line. And now it's like, oh, we're not lined up for anything anymore. There's no real theater, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the other thing that is kind of neat about this is that, like anything, you don't appreciate what you've had until you don't have it. And so I think that the world is sort of appreciating what the arts does. And I think that when theaters fully open back up and that kind of thing, I think it's going to be like after Prohibition. I think people are going to be storming
Totally.
theaters and just whatever it takes. It's you standing up there in a burlap sack picking your nose.
That's
They just want to be there.
art. That's art.
That's art.
Well, isn't it like, I think you're right on the money. And I think I look at it like, man, artists, that's the time to take risks. Do that one person show. Do that show that you think.
Oh, for sure.
People are going to be coming out for anything.
Oh, without a doubt. This is your best chance to look good. It's going to be like the 3 months after everyone's vaccinated. They're gonna be like, I just saw the most amazing show where this guy had his back to us the whole time and he started snoring. It was amazing.
It represents man's struggle.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
and I thought I am him and he is me. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be amazing. We're going to just be like successes, all of us.
That was one of the thoughts I had starting last year doing virtual. I'm like, nobody's doing it so you can look bad. You can have bad, right? It's like you could do right now. Anything is it's gonna
Right.
get
And
better.
people clamored to do it, right? People clamored to do it.
Yeah. So you're
And
like,
it's gotten better. People have gotten really creative.
and that's
Yeah.
the thing I feel like with technology, especially, it's like, oh, it'll get cheaper, faster, better. We'll get the hang of it. And then eventually it's like, oh, now this is here. You can still continue to work. Even when we go back in person, you can still work with coaches from
Oh,
all over the world.
without a doubt. I think that it's like, I'm in education and my day job, and that's exactly it. I think that there's things that we've taken from this that are going to improve things down the road, but it's going to come with that additional appreciation for not having to do it this way the whole time. And now we just get to add the pieces that enrich us, as opposed to, so we're going to appreciate the contact again.
And I think that's so insightful. And I look at, like, I've got a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, and then I also live with, there are 14-year-old twins, and so each of them learns a little bit differently, and some of, like, they're all, surprisingly enough, they're all thriving in different ways doing virtual learning.
Awesome.
And they started this week. One of them, because you can opt to go back to class in person on part-time. So one is decided to go in, and his sister, who same age, they're both they're almost 16. His sister's like, I'm staying home. He's like, I'm gonna go back. So I think she's thriving because it's that she can control her environment. And I think he's missing more of the social aspect.
Absolutely.
But they're both doing like straight A.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. Figure out how you learn and then go from there, take it and run from there. And I think as educators, we are appreciating that a little bit better, that we just got to take kids from where they are and get creative and problem solve and help them to be successful, whatever. So, for us, it's like, we have solved some monumental problems and gotten over some enormous hurdles. And then we get to pick the pieces of that we like and that we want to keep, and it'll never be the same.
Yeah. And it took a lot of people. It takes you some people are still not thinking, oh, some people still think we're going back to normal. It's like, no, we're not. We're moving forward. We're not, it's not like we're waiting this out to go back. It's like, no,
correct.
We're going to get elements of things that are familiar.
Yes. Right.
But we're not ever returning back. It's always going to be here. We can't go back.
No. I mean, I was joking around with somebody the other day. I was like, I'd taken the train, and it was the first time I had taken public transit in a while. And, when I got to my friend's house, I like washed my hands, and I was like, maybe if this was a habit before, maybe if I was hygienic prior to the pandemic, this might not have been an issue. Maybe we should have already practiced good hand washing.
I mean,
so let's continue with that, shall we?
Just remember, alphabet song. Just sing the alphabet song to yourself. My kids were doing that early on, where they're like, I'm like, what are you doing? They go, oh, we're supposed to sing the alphabet song. It's supposed to be this long. So I think that is a benefit where they're going to continue to have that. Kids
have it though. Kids get it down. Like I remember with our schools, how are we going to get kids to wear masks every day? And they just did. Yeah. They just did. They didn't care. Yeah. They, you know what I mean? Because we've been in school for a while. And so they just wore their mask. It was no big deal. Like kids were already like sneezing into their elbows. Right. It's adults that are like, on the, and
you're like, oh man, pulling down their mask to sneeze now. It's like, come on, dude. Come on.
Saw someone do that. It's like, you are unable to put together connections. Yeah, it's but kids have it. Kids, yeah. They could teach us all a thing or two pretty much on a regular basis.
I mean, I keep thinking my kids probably right now think, oh, everybody at this age in their lives goes through a pandemic. Totally. That's their reference.
They're so resilient. It's insane.
Yeah, they're exactly. They're like, it's like everything to them is, and I think maybe as a kid, you just listen to adults more. So they go put a mask and they go, okay. They hear it and do it more.
Yeah, and they're used to kind of following rules but at the same time, it's like we set the rules, but then we need to take a page from their book, how they just don't fuss about it. Like they're just sort of like, all right, this is for I believe you, this is for my own good, so I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to fuss about it. Whereas we're like, I know this is good, but really are my rights being infringed upon? Just wear your mask and shut up.
Just to be devil's advocate, I hate those people who are like, actually playing devil's advocate. It's like, that's not a good thing to play. That's
yeah.
a term.
For the record,
here's the bottom line.
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah, I decided recently that like, if I have to use the phrase, let me crystallize this for you, the conversation has officially,
Done.
It's not going to get better.
Done.
I have to crystallize something for you.
Nope. I'm
about
not crystallizing. Nope.
About getting about putting your mask on in public. I don't want it. If I have to crystallize this for you, but the kids are just like, all right, guess we're wearing masks now. And now they're like, ooh, I'm gonna wear my cool mask. And they just, they just embrace it and they figure it out and they still have fun and they still love their day. Like I was saying, somebody recently was on one of my schools and they were like, boy, if you closed your eyes, you wouldn't know that anything was different because kids are still laughing. Right. People are still having, and I was like, oh, that's a really good observation. Kids just don't let it get in the way.
No. And that's what we're trying to do as improvisers, right?
Absolutely.
Get back to being a kid and being like,
totally,
all that stuff, all that sarcasm or defensiveness and if you have the trust, it's easy. If you don't have the trust, yes, then it's like, well, you're always going to be defensive because you don't want to get hurt. You got to, it's easy to say like, trust your scene partner. But I think what we need to also add to that is like, be trustworthy.
Be trustworthy. Right.
Exactly. Let them trust you. Don't just blindly trust, but like give them a reason to trust you and then magic happens.
Totally. I think there's so many life skills that come from improv that are just, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I don't know that there are too many of my background in theater and just in doing that. And I became a teacher after a while. I think that of all the non-theater things I've done, I have utilized my improv skills in education more than almost anything else.
Every day, right? Every day, all day.
All day, every day. It's just like changing it up. You don't like that? All right, here's a little song and dance, seltzer in your pants, like just whatever it takes to keep you looking forward and paying attention and switching it up. Absolutely.
I mean, that moment of like, well, this isn't working. Let's do this. Like that. Right. That is something that if you look at the corporate world, they're trying to understand how do we become more agile thinkers and leaders? And it's like, you have to throw out the plan. You plan, but then it's like, what's the room? Read the room, play the room.
Read the room. Oh my gosh, I used to tell that to my kids.
Yes, right.
Or I'll say things like, oh, that would have been so funny 15 minutes ago. But we're doing math right now. So
are you going to teach improv? Are you teaching it now?
I have taught it at all of my schools. Like I have been a teacher and I was a principal for a while. And when I've always tried to increase the arts at the schools where I've been at. And a few years ago where I was a principal, we started doing mini courses. And so I taught an improv mini course with my middle schoolers. So if they were 6th, 7th, 8th, they took improv with me. And the big thing was just, you guys, this is going to be a life skill that I promise you are going to draw from. I promise you are going to draw from this moving forward. And it did it, to your point of like, teaching trustworthiness and being, all of that, like, yes-anding things, like that's a life lesson. Yes, and your life, and they loved it. And kids and just like what's wonderful about the arts is the kids that you didn't expect to shine are the ones that do, right?
Totally.
Right?
Always. And you're like, F me.
Where have you been?
Right. And you're like, why did I have that judgment when you're the one that's the most here? And you just needed that space to feel.
I needed to give you the venue to shine. Exactly. And I'm like, oh, how did I not do this before? But yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. So I'm not probably at a place where I'm ready to teach adults improv, but I'm still learning a lot. I'm getting back in and getting my chops going again, but it's always been a part of my my work with kids.
Yeah, you totally need to get your chops working again. Totally not up to snuff right now. Boo. It's there. It's always there.
Ah.
It was great. You
That was
have
fun.
you have a philosophy of an improviser, like regardless of when the last time you took a class or
No,
did
that's true.
right?
That's
So
true. It's in you. Yeah, it's
it's in
true.
you. It's in. Where can people, if they want to connect with you or like reach out to you or follow stuff you're doing or check out your
Oh,
group
yeah.
or anything, what's the best way?
Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm on the Facebook.
Me too.
I don't do the Instagram so much, or the Twittering,
Nope. Or the TikTok.
or the. You know, I feel like the world's not ready for my TikToking.
No, not yet.
I don't think they're ready for me yet. But I'm on the Facebook. Yeah, that would be a great way to connect with more folks for sure.
Well, this was awesome. And whether it's
I enjoyed it.
it's so good. And whether it's live, in person, whatever it is, I can't wait to play with you again. Thanks for taking time.
I would love that. Thank you so much, Jay. It was such a pleasure to get to be on here. I've been such a fan of yours this whole time. So thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm a fan of yours too.
Thank you.
All right, bye.